Hello, hello, hello. Grand Rising, or good afternoon, I should say. Hope all is well. Hope all is well. How y'all doing today? It's a wonderful Wednesday. Okay. About to get this thing cracking. See how many people I'm gonna get in here first. All right. Grand Rising, kings and queens. How we doing? Okay, trying to get back to my comments. There we go. Okay. All right, I'm about to get started here, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to talk about a few things that went on last night in the NBA. I also want to speak on a little NFL news as far as the trade deadline, which is coming up. We're getting closer and closer to November 1st. And I just want to tell y'all about a certain team that you may want to look out for. Who is that team? You may be surprised, and again, you may not. But it's very important that I talk about it. How's everybody doing? Back in. What's up, man? He said, what's up, OG? Man, I'm doing good, man. How are you? It's a wonderful Wednesday. Welcome to the Great Debate Show. I'm your favorite Uncle JJ, and as always, I got something to say. What do I have to say today? NBA tip-off started last night. Just want to recap the Thunder and the Rockets. How did y'all think about Kevin Durant? How did he look last night? Sengun definitely looked good last night. In a losing effort, though. Can OKC go back-to-back? They got off to a slow start. The Rockets kind of led throughout the game, but it was a small lead. They never really – actually, they did lead by about as much as 15, but the Thunder do what they did all last season. They play good defense to keep them in the game, and eventually they get those shots to fall. SGA comes off the bench and does what he does, gets to the free throw line, gets his shots up, very accurate with his shooting. Missed some free throws, and it still didn't matter. He made up for it in the end when it mattered the most. Sengun really did look good last night, though. I mean, from inside, from outside. If Sengun can just be a little bit more aggressive and to be a little bit more physical in the paint, he could really be one of the best bigs in the league because he can do a lot of things that Jokic can do. He just kind of seems to be like more comfortable outside. Kind of like what Kevin Love ended up being when he got with LeBron in Cleveland. But if he could be more of Kevin Love when he was in Minnesota, plus what he can do beyond the arc, because he can shoot the peel off of that thing, he'd be one of the best bigs in the game. KD, Sengun, Amen Thompson, of course, he's still got some growing to do. You could see that last night. He's mature. He will mature as the game goes. But they started their starting lineup 6'7" and up. Everybody's 6'11" outside of Amen Thompson. And he's playing point guard. They're going to test that out for a while and see what's what. The Rockets lost because of the one thing that I told you, though, that's going to probably hurt them at the end of the year. They still lack scoring in the backcourt, and that's why Van Vliet really hurts. And back in just said Houston need a true point guard. That's correct. That is what's going to hurt them back in. How y'all doing on TikTok? The Great Debate Show is live right now on all social media platforms, just about. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, X, and Instagram. It's your favorite Uncle JJ. And as always, I got something to say. I'm back in the dungeon. Better than ever, baby. Up in the bitch. And I want to tell you about one NFL team that we should not give up on just yet. You'll be surprised who that is. The Golden State Warriors dominated the LA Lakers last night, even though Luka put up 42. I told you all Luka's going to have a great year, scoring-wise. He even played some defense last night. Good defensive possession he had one-on-one on Steph. But he's just going to be showtime. The Lakers just don't have enough, in my opinion, and they definitely couldn't beat the Warriors without LeBron. Now they came back and they were in that game. Not bad to, be without him, but the Warriors still beat a LeBron-less Laker team. What did you all think of the opener last night on NBC? All the nostalgia. When I was growing up, and I don't want to tell my age, but when I was growing up, this is how I saw basketball. The NBA on NBC. Bulls, Knicks, Pacers, Knicks, Heat, all of that stuff in the 90s. I grew up on that. And it just felt so good to see that again. Now, they're still on ESPN. We've got a lot of games coming on tonight. ESPN has a doubleheader. Cavs, Knicks at the Garden. And then later on, we've got the Spurs and the Mavs. The Mavs, a team that I really have a huge crush on this season. I told you all that. I gave you my NBA predictions on the whole season, the playoff picture, and everything. I dropped that episode yesterday. It's uploading on my YouTube channel. Please, y'all go check that out. Warriors and Lakers not contenders. I don't think so either, but they will be in the playoffs. Check out the episode from yesterday and find and look and see where I have them at in the West. If I have them in. Maybe I do, maybe I don't. That was a good episode, though. There's a lot of good content on the YouTube channel right now, ladies and gentlemen. Please go check it out. On the YouTube channel, on TikTok. It's in my profile from yesterday's episode. Okay. There's also an NFL team that I said that we shouldn't sleep on, and that's the Dallas Cowboys. I'll tell you why in a minute. There were rumors yesterday that Max Crosby is going to go to the Dallas Cowboys in a trade, but then the Raiders came out last night and said they're not trading Max Crosby. Do you think the Raiders should sell? They're one of the worst teams in the NFL right now at like 1-5, 1-6. They're not going anywhere. Should they have a edge rusher / run defender that's so good on their team for nothing? Okay. What's up to Edward Miller? What's up to Jermaine? I say we shouldn't sleep on the Colts. Man, I got some content yesterday, my top 5 power ranking NFL teams. You'd be surprised where I got the Indianapolis Colts, Jermaine. Please go check that out when you get a chance. That episode is on the TikTok profile, and it's on YouTube. That's why I encourage you all to follow The Great Debate Show on all social media platforms. I'm definitely not sleeping on the Colts. You'd be surprised where I have them at. You'd be very, very surprised. I have apologized to Daniel Jones. I have apologized to Sam Darnold. I'm sold. And Smith and Jigba is probably the best wide receiver in football right now. Nobody's saying it out loud. Nobody's saying it in mainstream media, but I'll say it. As a 49er fan, I'm going to keep it a buck. It looks like he's unstoppable. And he and Sam Darnold, they have a great connection. They're already blowing past Stafford and Puka. They're blowing past whoever some of the best quarterback wide receiver duos are. George Pickens is looking like a number 1 wide receiver right now. And I want to know what you all think the Cowboys should do. Should they go ahead and extend George Pickens' contract right now and not make him a free agent at the end of the season? Or should they take some of this draft capital and this money that they have and still go get an edge rusher to replace Micah Parsons, even if they can't get Max Crosby? Y'all, it's some good episodes out, man. I told y'all yesterday why I have a huge crush on the Dallas Mavericks. I'm very, very big on the Mavericks this year, you all. If AD and Kyrie can stay healthy, and I do know that's a big if, but if they do, I hope you all have checked out the content from yesterday. The episode is up. Or I hope y'all have seen some of those clips, some of those reels that I have out right now. Really high on the Dallas Mavericks. Tell me if you agree or disagree. Tonight we've got the Knicks and Cavs. We've got the Spurs and Mavericks doubleheader on ESPN. We've also got plenty of other games tonight. Everybody else plays tonight. Everybody. Read some of these comments and we're going to get this thing started. Cooper Flagg is my daddy. Brendan Merwin, thank you for the comment. Dak for MVP. Man, Dak is playing damn good, man. Damn good. Thank you for the comment, Springer. Billy Springer. Sharif Nero. Thank y'all for joining me. Dak is playing lights out. Not going to lie. Between Baker and Dak They definitely make a good run for MVP candidate. Man, 49ers, Rams, Seahawks, all 5-2. I did not think that would happen at the beginning of the season. Thank you for the comment, Baka Laka Laka. 420. Well, man, we said the NFC West is going back to the NFC West. Now, I didn't think Seattle would be this good, I'm not going to lie, but I kind of knew if Matt Stafford's back was not going to, give him a problem. The Rams ain't going anywhere. And I told you all my Niners would be back this season because the schedule's weak. Even though we've got a bunch of young pups on the defense, Robert Saleh is going to take care of that and clean that up until these guys develop. And Kyle Shanahan is doing a hell of a coaching job. I know I'm very critical of him, but what can I say? I call it like I see it. When it's time to be critical of him, I will. When it's time to give him credit, I'm going to give him credit too. We also got the Magic and the Heat tonight in Orlando. I'm very big on Orlando this season 2 in the Eastern Conference. Check out that episode from yesterday. And I'll explain why I'm so big on the Magic. We've got Brooklyn at Charlotte tonight. The Brooklyn Nets are going to be one of the worst. They're going for the number 1 lottery pick. And in 2027, though, look for the Nets and the Heat to make a splash in free agency. Remember what I told you all, the Miami Heat are going to go for Giannis and Nikola Jokic in the 2027 free agency. Pat Riley going to try to pull off another LeBron, Bosh, Wade type of offseason that year. Watch out. That's what they're waiting for. We got the Sixers tonight in Boston. Joel Embiid, is he playing tonight? He's actually practicing. He's good to go. No Paul George, but Joel Embiid. Y'all, if Paul George can stay healthy, if Embiid stays healthy, and they can help out Tyrese Maxey, this is a team that should be in the playoff picture. I'm talking about top 4 in the East, especially with Tatum and Halliburton being out. I told you all of that, though, on yesterday's episode. See where I have these teams ranked. Seeds 1 through 8. It's the whole playoff picture, NBA Finals, all of that. Toronto at Atlanta. Atlanta's going to be better than what people think this year. Alexander Walker leaving Minnesota, going to the Hawks. A lot of defense. Jalen Johnson, Trae Young, we know what he's capable of. He may actually lead the league in scoring and assists. It's going to be one of those type of years for Trae Young. And this is a kind of a contract year because they didn't get the extension done, so he could be leaving. Who knows? He's got something to play for. New Orleans Pelicans are coming to town tonight here to Memphis to play my pathetic Grizzlies. We're so banged up it doesn't make any sense. Jaren Jackson Jr. will probably be out until after Christmas. Josh said he had an ankle injury, but now they say he's playing tonight. He's going to be ready. I believe it's we got another player that's going to be out too for a little minute. I forgot who it is, but we're just banged up. And by the time the Grizzlies finally get things started, we'll already probably be out of playoff contention. We've got the Detroit Pistons going to Chicago tonight to play the Bulls. The Pistons are going to be like in the top half of the Eastern Conference too, I predict. Washington and Milwaukee. What do y'all think of the Milwaukee Bucks this year? There's like 3 Antetokounmpos on the roster. Is he going to stay with the Bucks all season long? Or is he going to say, fuck this, I'm gone? Send me to the Knicks. I still think that's going to happen. But y'all tune in and find out on that episode who I have winning the NBA East. The Eastern Conference. We got the Clippers at the Utah Jazz tonight. Spurs, Mavs, Sacramento Kings at the Phoenix Suns, and Ant-Man and the Minnesota Timberwolves open up their season in Portland. A lot of games tonight, y'all. A lot of games. Can't wait. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and say that tonight in the doubleheader, I got the Mavs winning at home against San Antonio, even though I think Victor Wembanyama could be Defensive Player of the Year. I think that Cooper Flagg will be the Rookie of the Year. So I'm going for the Mavs to get this win, and I think that Cooper Flagg is going to have a incredible season. As he grows, Jason Kidd will put him in the right spots at the right places at the right time. Sometimes he'll be point guard. Sometimes he'll just play forward. But he's more than likely that point forward, so to speak, in the NBA, where he may average 20. If not, he'll definitely get you about 17, 7, 5. He even had 2 steals and a block. He averaged 2 steals and a block in those 4 exhibition games this preseason. Y'all watch out for Cooper Flag. All of the Nico Harrison talk, please stop it. I got tired of hearing that. I told you all after that trade, Nico Harrison wouldn't have made that trade for nothing. He knew that he was going to get that number 1 lottery pick. You all told me it was rigged. So if the lottery pick is rigged, what else is? They just don't rig certain things. That means these games are scripted too. And in the end, yeah, Luka's going to be showtime over there in LA with the Lakers, but Cooper Flag's got a much better team, more depth. That's a deep bench over there. They are deep. And when Kyrie gets back, the defense is going to be so good, you're not even going to realize that D'Angelo Russell is their point guard. You're not even going to realize it. Do you think the 49ers are going to the playoffs with backups playing? Yes, I do. I do. Thank you for the question, Unknown. Can't wait for the Niners game Sunday. Yeah, we're going to Houston. And y'all, if we lose to the Houston Texans, that should really tell you that this stuff is scripted. It'll tell you, how in the hell should we lose to the Houston Texans? Did you see them Monday night? Now, I will admit, at times, this is what they do. They let a team lose to a certain team and then make you think that there's no way they can beat this team. And once you put your money on them to lose, they win. I ain't telling you to go put the mortgage on it. I'm not even telling you to bet on it. But we're supposed to beat the Houston Texans. I haven't looked at the whole schedule for Sunday. But I'm going to go on a limb and say we're not going to be the team that they screw over this week. I think we go 7-2 by the time we finish this road trip. I've said that we will beat Atlanta 5-2. I said we beat Houston 6-2. And I said that we go beat the Giants and be 7-2. Now, I know that neither one of these games will be easy on the road, but man, the Texans suck on offense. Their offensive coordinator sucks. Their receivers suck. And sometimes their quarterback look like he kind of sucks too. But I don't want to put too much blame on him because his supporting cast has been terrible for now 2 straight seasons. And if they don't get it right, DeMeco Ryans is going to be taking Robert Sala's place as our defensive coordinator back in Santa Clara. Because once we go to the playoffs and knock off the Buccaneers in round 1, like I predicted, I said we lose to Tampa Bay in the regular season, we're probably going to beat them in the NFL NFC divisional round. Robert Sala's going to be 1 and done. Yeah, he'll be coaching somebody next season. I wouldn't be surprised at all if he's coaching the Miami Dolphins or the New York Giants. He'll be coaching somewhere. And we could use a DC. DeMeco Ryan may be fired and he may come right back. And I'm not saying DeMeco Ryan should be fired. His first 2 seasons, playoffs. But last season, you saw the regression. And it's continuing right now as well. And I'm just wondering, we're supposed to beat Houston. So to answer somebody else's question, yes, I think we go to the playoffs with backups. We shouldn't have backups for long, though. We got some people coming back. Ricky Pearsall should be back. Pretty Ricky, what they call him. I think he comes back Sunday. Mac Jones will still be our starting quarterback. No Brock Purdy this week. He's not expected to play. I told y'all it's going to be a while before y'all see Brock Purdy again. Hey, what's up, Mikey? Yes, I'm live this time. I'm live right now. Yes, sir. I will check that out now. Thank you, Jermaine. I'm ready for the basketball season, y'all. Am I crazy? I know we've been saying for a while now that the NBA is a dead product, but ladies and gentlemen, we got surprisingly a great postseason last year. We got the Thunder and Indiana Pacers in the NBA Finals. Who would have thought? Who knew? And it was great. The Thunder and Nuggets series that went 7 games was unbelievable. Whoever the Pacers played in the playoffs in the Eastern Conference was unbelievable because they were not predicted to beat any of them, but they knocked everybody out. Man, it was great. The Knicks knocked off the Celtics. It was a great postseason, man, and I am ready for that. If they can just take that momentum and bring it on to this season, I think it's going to be great, especially in the Western Conference because everybody's trying to knock off the champs, OKC Thunder, and it's going to be hard to do. But the Rockets, if they can just get them a true point guard, I don't know why they didn't sign Russell Westbrook. I know y'all saying, oh, he ain't a true point guard either. but he's better than what they got right now. Amen Thompson is going to struggle a minute. It's going to take some time. But hey, man, Udoka is a damn good coach. And I think that he'll be fine, but that's going to be their downfall, not having VanVleet. But I like the Rockets this year. I love the Mavs this year. The Nuggets finally have some depth a little bit. Jokic will actually get some rest while Jonas Valanciunas comes off the bench. John Collins could be sixth man of the year with the Clippers. Kawhi's healthy to start the season. I don't want to say too much about that because time I get to bragging on Kawhi and the Clips. My knee. I'm done for the year. I ain't playing no more. What? You know, they should have gave the Clippers owner a ring last night when OKC won that champion. When they got their rings last night for that presentation, the Clippers owner should have been there too. Because remember all of those picks that the Clippers gave to OKC to get Paul George and acquiring or signing Kawhi Leonard? Those picks turned out to be SGA and Chet Holmgren and all of those guys. Had the Clippers just not tried to make a splash and just drafted well like OKC did and sprinkled in the right few free agents here and there like Hartenstein and all of that, man, maybe the Clippers are champions by now. But no, they wanted to make a splash. I'll show the Lakers. They've got LeBron and AD. I'll show them sons of bitches. And they got you nowhere. That goes down as one of the worst trades of all time in NBA history. And the Clippers benefited from it better than anybody that I can think of. I'm happy for the NBA season this year. NFL been boring, can't lie. It has. When did you ever think we'd be saying that, Mikey? You are so right. Mikey on YouTube just said the NBA, he's happy for it coming back, and the NFL is boring. The past 2 weeks, I just said this past Sunday, on the live stream, I said, man, the NFL's been kind of boring. I'm sorry. I've only been interested in watching my team. And I promise you I'm not being biased. I am a football fan. I don't just watch the Niners. There's been years where we haven't been worth watching before Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch. But yeah, the NFL has been kind of boring. The DBs can't do anything. I feel so sorry for them. If they don't get their head turned around, it's a flag. Sometimes their head can be turned around and they still throw a flag. They can't do anything. Quarterback underthrows the deep ball and they still benefit from it. It's just hard to watch. You can't do anything to certain quarterbacks, even though I saw C.J. Stroud take some hits Monday night that didn't get called, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, the NFL has been kind of boring, and one reason is because some of the most key players to your team is on IR, especially ours. So yeah, it's been kind of hard to watch. You're right, Mikey. Okay, let me read a few more comments. My Niners for the win on Sunday. You better believe it, Melanie. We got this. What's up, Jason? Where you been, man? Jay Tulloch, how you doing? RZR God 93, unknown. I encourage all of my viewers to share this live stream and invite more friends here to the Great Debate Show. Okay. Bronco 2025, Samson Harris, Cal B. Johnson, They Not Like Luke, Busy B, Robin Pearman. Thank y'all for joining me, y'all. Jermaine Simdeuce, Tap In, Jeff Lebowski, Hound, Kirk, Killer Goat, Craven Fitness, J Hall, Kevin Harmer, Gold Bins, Britton Bewey, Ziggy, Charles Toda. Thank y'all, man. Barra, Black Rain, Frenzo, man. Appreciate it. JD lost that game for Houston. JD. KD is probably what you meant to say. Oh, you mean when he called a timeout and didn't have one? They didn't even punish him for that. But that definitely was a timeout that he was trying to call and they didn't have any. He missed the free throw also. And I think he might have had a turnover or something like that. Randy Ellis, how you doing? Go Blue 704. Scal. Thank y'all for joining me, y'all. I appreciate it. Y'all could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with me right now. I really do appreciate it. Giovanni, thank you. Bakalaka, thank you for sharing this live stream. Thank you so much, man. A good listener. And you can't dunk on the goalpost either. Let them have some. Big Poppy, how you doing, brother? Yeah, I saw NJ. I saw dude do that Monday night. What's his name? Smith and Jigba. Broncos comeback was boring. Everything about the football has been boring this season. What's up, Big Bank Fresh? Thank you for the comment. NFL is a snore right now. See, we all can agree to that. Thank you for the comment, Sooner Babe. Sooner Babe, where you been? Hey, she's a champion. That's an OKC fan right there. Congratulations on your win last night. They opened up the season just the way they needed to with a win. Everybody's trying to knock off OKC, but it's going to be great to watch if anyone can do it or not. Because the Mavs got better, the Rockets got better. Man, if they had a point guard. But y'all, the Thunder struggled last night, but they didn't have Jay Will either. Let's not forget that. And the Lakers didn't have LeBron. They won't have him until like mid-November. So we can't really make too much of the Warriors win last night. We can't, take too much away from how the Rockets really should have beat the Thunder. Without Jay Will, that's another 25, 30 points that the Thunder would have had on the scoreboard had he played. But I was impressed with the other guy, the second-year guy who missed most of his rookie season for OKC. I can't think of his name right now, but I don't know who he is until they kind of said it in the commentary. But, yeah, he was pretty good. He kept them in the game. He kept them out a lot. Montas over 16 points. There's Keyshawn. Thunder up, says Sooner Babe 87. That's right. Good win. Thunder Babe, check out the content from yesterday. I have a great episode up right now. I uploaded it yesterday. I'm giving my NBA predictions. Tune in when you get a chance. Check that out and see if I have your team repeating or not. I kind of do and I kind of don't. You have to watch the episode, though, to understand where I'm coming from. I got a theory that if the Dodgers go back-to-back in the World Series, the Thunder will go back-to-back in the NBA. The MLB and the NBA kind of go hand in hand. Remember in 2020 when the Dodgers won the World Series and the Lakers won the championship? Well, the Dodgers won the World Series last year and then OKC won. Let's see if they both do that again. Now, if the Dodgers lose, it could be up in the air for the NBA. I would like to think that it's probably going to be a different champion, but that episode is up if y'all want to check that out. I don't think we will be back this week. Says Prosper 599. Who is we? Alondra Williamson, thank you for the comment. Super Bowl, here we come. I hope you're talking about us. Okay, bro, got to take my son to the park. Have a great day. I'll catch you on the next stream. Go Hawks. Okay, Bakalaka, you had to get that in there, didn't you? Hey, I ain't got no problem with the Seahawks coming in here, man. It's just the ones who said all summer that we were going to get our ass kicked week one. And then when we beat them, they didn't show up for a couple of weeks until they got some more wins under their belt. I didn't appreciate that. So I will not talk to those sore losers when they pop up. And I know who they are. Mr. M said Niners. Sooner Babe said, I'll check it out. Thank you. Thank you so much. Saquon Barkley says, okay. YGK, thank you for joining me. Okay, y'all, I'm about to wrap this thing up. I don't want to hold y'all long. Y'all know Unc got to go pay them bills, right? Thank you, Mikey. I appreciate you for listening. Mike Evans' season is kind of over. He's going to be out for 6 to 8 weeks. He could still be back around what? What is it, week 7 now? So 6 to 8 weeks? Yeah, his season is over. His season is pretty much over. I hate it for him, too. He's got a broken clavicle. That happened Monday night during their loss in Detroit. Another one that I got right, but the Texans I got wrong. I thought the Texans would cover the plus 3.5. They lost by like, what, 8, 9? The Texans look bad, you all. They look bad. So, yeah, that would be a game where they would sneak in and upset the 49ers. No one would put their money on the Texans to beat us after what we just did to the Falcons. So that could be a trap game. But if we lose, it should tell you all this shit really is scripted. Maybe you'll believe Unc for a change. We can't go backwards. It's week 8. I know, right? We're almost approaching that midway point through the NFL season. That's what happens. You're right. NBA and MLB always doing that. So pay attention to that, y'all. Mikey agrees with me on that. Pay attention to it. Okay, let me tell you why the Dallas Cowboys, real quick, why you can't count the Dallas Cowboys out. Max Crosby has been on the trade block, or he hasn't been on the trade block, but he's been getting mentioned a lot as far as getting traded to the Cowboys or the 49ers or even the Buffalo Bills or the Washington Commanders. These are teams that can use an edge rusher and make their team better, but the Raiders are saying they're not going to trade him. If the Cowboys had landed Max Crosby, they would have upgraded from Micah Parsons, in my opinion. And since he's already paid and he's not getting paid $47 million per, the Cowboys actually would be in a better position with him than they would have been just keeping Micah. Now, the Cowboys' offense is, bar none, one of the best in football. I told you all their offense was going to cook. And they are. George Pickens held it down while CD was out. CD came back and acted like he never been gone. And it looks like they've got 2 number 1 wide receivers right now. If Pickens is a number 2, he's a damn good 2. So Jerry Jones can either extend George Pickens right now or before the season ends because he'll be a free agent, or he does have 2 first-round picks from Green Bay, and he's got his own first-round picks for the next couple of seasons, or he could give 2 of those picks up right now to the Raiders if they change their minds. Or they could give up a 3rd. They could afford to give up a 2nd or a 3rd to Cincinnati for Trey Hendrickson if the Bengals decide to pull the plug, even though it doesn't look like they will either. But if the Cowboys go get an edge rusher, you've got Jalen Phillips in Miami, you've got McDonald and Jermaine Johnson over there with the Jets, Kayvon Thibodeau. The Giants are about to lose probably their next couple of games, even though it looked like they were on the comeback. That may not happen now after they blew that 20-point lead against the Broncos. The Giants may end up going ahead selling. And speaking of the Giants, they released their kicker, which they should have done. But Brian Dable came out yesterday and said he will not be making any changes to his coaching staff. We know what that means, the DC. They expected him to fire him. He has not done that. And I told you all he wouldn't do it Sunday night. I told you all. I said, well, they're going to let the coach have an opportunity to fire him, and he's not going to do it because these head coaches take things so personal. And I understand they don't want to mess up anybody's livelihood. They become friends with these people. They're probably buddies or whatever. They probably consider each other family. So how would it look like at the Thanksgiving table during Thanksgiving dinner and nephews and nieces and sons and daughters are looking like, man, you fired my dad? They don't do it. This is one of the main reasons why Mike Vrabel was booted in Tennessee. He had an opportunity to fire a few of his assistants because Lord knows they were terrible. He didn't do it. Brian Dable came out yesterday and said he will not do it either. That's what's going to get his ass fired. So that's the job that Robert Saleh probably will be taking if we just go to the playoffs. If we fuck around and win a playoff game, Robert Saleh's going to be one and done. Prepare for it, get ready, Niner fans. But I digress. Some of these teams are going to sail like the Giants. I don't know why the Raiders won't, but the Giants probably still will. And the Cowboys, if they fuck around and get one of these edge rushers this season, I'm telling y'all better watch out. Now, I do expect Dak to beat Dak when we get to the playoffs. I do. But, man, I ain't going to lie. This offense is as good as it's been. And he's playing as good as he's played. Comeback player of the year, MVP candidate. The running game is a surprise. A pleasant surprise for Cowboy fans. And the offense, tight end, 2 receivers, 3 receivers. Don't forget about Tolbert. They cooking right now. And the defense is kind of getting a little bit better. Just a little bit. Yeah, you can still run the ball up the middle, but they're looking for an edge rusher and a DT right now as we speak. And they've got the draft capital and the money to make something happen right now. I'm just saying. I ain't saying I want the Cowboys to shine. I don't. But I ain't no hater either. I call it like I see it, and I'm always keep it a buck. The Dallas Cowboys, if they go make a few trades here and get that edge rush, that pass rush, or a DT that can stop the run a little better inside, y'all better watch out. Watch out. I said the 49ers and the Cowboys were going to go back to the playoffs in 2025, and then I kind of reneged on the Cowboys after the Parsons trade, even though I had Jerry's back. Remember? I told y'all, I'm not mad at Jerry. I don't blame him one bit. The Packers overpaid. That's why Packer fans kind of left me, because they didn't like me saying that he's overpaid and overrated. And I hadn't seen a lot of Packer fans in here since week 2, when everybody had the Packers in the Super Bowl. Now I don't see anybody saying, go Pack, go. They're winning, but it's like something's missing. They barely beat the Cardinals. They've been barely getting away from these wins, and they still didn't beat Dallas. They lost to Cleveland. It's just like, they're 4-1-1, but it just seems like something's missing. Do you trust the Packers if the playoffs started today? I think not. The offense is still suspect, like I told you all. But Micah did win the Packers the game Sunday, no doubt about it. But the Cowboys, I'm telling y'all, you're going to forget about this Micah Parsons trade if they make the right trade right now, before this trade deadline. And even if they don't, I think the Cowboys can do the same thing the Mavs can do. Be a championship team in the next year or so, because I see where they got the talent at. And if they can just get deep. Yeah, Micah's good over there in Green Bay, but are they going to win a Super Bowl? Yes, Luka is good over there with the Lakers, but are they going to win a championship before the Mavericks? I don't think so. So I'm just saying, as bad as it looks for the city of Dallas in sports with the crazy trades they've made, Cowboys can draft good, and they've got a good roster already. The defense just needs to get better. What can make their defense better? A pass rush. Now, I don't hope they get the best pass rusher available, because my Niners are trying to do that. So we're all in competition in trying to get an edge rusher. That's why some of these teams are going to try to really bust a motherfucker head. The price will be high. But November the 4th, it's got to come down, right? Okay, the trade deadline is November 4th, Mikey. NFC playoff picture as of right now: first round bye, Green Bay, Rams at Niners, Seattle at Philly, Detroit at Tampa. Detroit has had Tampa Bay's number. So Tampa's going to probably get them the next time. I think Tampa Bay is going to have a bye. I still think they're going to have that bye. Well, I didn't know Mike Evans would be out for the season, though. Chris Godwin will be back, though. Ibuka is good. That Tez, whatever his name is balling, too. I still think the Buccaneers could be a number 1 seed. If not Detroit, Tampa. Now, I know right now Detroit have them on that. But I don't trust Green Bay. Not offensively, I don't. And I don't trust Micah when it's time. In big games, I don't trust him. Breaking news 10 minutes ago, Darren Waller from Miami went on IR. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Miami's done, y'all. Miami is done. And I'm ready for them to start selling. I don't know what the holdup is. The owner is saying that nobody's getting fired, but okay. What's up, Alfredo? Where you been, man? Healthy Fox and Spurs would beat the Mavs. They can. I like De'Aaron Fox. I like Wemby. I would love to see what the Spurs look like, and that's why I'm so ready for this season. That's why I'm so ready for these games tonight as I was last night, because I want to see the Spurs. Y'all check out that episode. It's an episode out right now, uploaded yesterday. My whole NBA prediction for the 2025-2026 season. Where do I have the Spurs? It's so tough in the Western Conference, though, man. It's tough. And the Eastern Conference, It's going to be pretty easy. It's going to be pretty easy. OK game was fired. It was. NFL trade deadline is a day after my 32nd birthday. My Cowboys can bring me a late birthday present. Hey, man, you was going to have a great birthday if they had got Max Crosby. Thank you for joining me again, Big Poppy. But the Raiders are saying they're not going to do that. Maybe they're just trying to drive up the price. They want 2 first-round picks more than likely. I'm told 2 first-round picks and a player. If I give you 2 firsts, I ain't giving you no player. I'm sorry. Will Brandon Ayuk get traded? Will he ever play for the 49ers this season? Will Jawan Jennings get traded? There's rumors that the Giants have called the 49ers about Jawan Jennings. And if so, then the Niners are probably saying, can we get Kayvon Thibodeau in exchange? Now, I'm sure there won't be an even trade. We'll probably have to give up some type of compensatory pick or a late round pick. But Kayvon Thibodeau, we would actually get him for another 2 years. He's not about to be a free agent. All right, y'all. They say that, but teams always say that. We said we weren't trading Micah. That's right. Y'all, I'm telling you right now, if it happens, you heard it here first. The Cowboys are really, really, really on the phone with the Raiders trying to get Max Crosby. And if there's one team out there that can give the Raiders everything they want and a little bit of extra collateral, it's the Cowboys. Thanks to the Green Bay Packers and the trade that they made. They can make up for that Micah Parsons trade just like that, I'm telling you. Just like that. They're not as bad as you thought they were going to be. Okay. What else do I want to talk about? Jayden. Oh, man, this is not good, is it? Jayden Daniels, quarterback of the Washington Commanders, is out for Week 8. Damn. I didn't think it was serious, but that hamstring is going to keep him out of Week 8. He will miss Monday Night Football against the Chiefs. That was going to be a good game, but now, not so much. Marcus Mariota, he can run, but he ain't a real quarterback. We know that. So the Chiefs are going to win again, more than likely. Marcus Mariota will start. That's according to Ian Rappaport. That's another missed game for Jake Daniels, y'all. Not the season that they wanted. Washington is going to have to do a better job of protecting that dude. The NFL Pro Bowl is moving to the week of the Super Bowl, not the week after. Yeah, the NFL Pro Bowl festivities is moving to Tuesday of Super Bowl week. That's according to the commissioner, Roger Goodell. Yep. What else do I have? Any more trades? Again, y'all, I don't have to waste any time talking about trades. I told you all about the trades earlier in the last week. There's an episode up right now. If you missed it, pull it up. It's on the YouTube channel. NFL trade proposals. I've got some good ones. Brandon Ayuk could still get traded to Buffalo. AJ Brown, I don't care what they say. I still am not for certain that he won't get traded to Buffalo or New England. New England is my first pick because Mike Vrabel has, a relationship with AJ Brown when he was coaching the Titans, and AJ Brown was still a Titan. And he was very pissed off when then General Manager John Robinson made that trade. I mean, to this day, he blames him for his losing his job, and I mean, that's really the truth. So he would definitely kick the tires on AJ Brown. I know a lot of Eagles fans said it ain't happening, but we're not at that deadline just yet. The Giants go to Philly, though, on Sunday, and I'm pretty sure the Giants lose again. That would put the Giants at 2-6. Then they play us, which I hope puts them at 2-7. I don't know why the Giants won't start trading people. I don't. What's up, Rob? How you doing, man? He said, I would love Ayuk on my Broncos, honestly. You could use him on the Broncos, Rob. You really could. You really could. Who could we get for... What could we get from you all? What would you give us for Brandon Ayuk? I like that, Rob. The Broncos. Yeah. The Steelers still may be looking for a receiver to add next to DK Metcalf. Packers at Steelers. That's going to be a good one. But I think Aaron Rodgers is going to treat that like his Super Bowl. As I've been telling you all, like the way he did against the Jets week 1. I don't see Aaron Rodgers losing that game. So the Packers, sorry, you may lose this one here and go to 4-2 and 1. Man, I wish that game was in Green Bay. But it's in Pittsburgh. The Steelers are pretty good at home. I would take them. Rob says maybe we'll give you Dre Greenlaw back because that dude can't stay on the field, and that's why we don't want him back. I warned you about that, Rob. I don't know if you were watching or following me at the time, but I told you when I was trying to tell my Niner game, we ain't going to really miss Hufanga and Dre Greenlaw like you think. I'm surprised Hufanga is still on the field. To be honest with you, I've seen him actually make a few plays. But I told y'all, I think we did the right thing to let Greenlaw go, even though we tried to pay him. He chose to leave. He wanted to be Fred Warner on another team. He didn't want to be number 2. I'm like, all right, go. I think we got the most out of you anyway. I didn't think there was much gas left in the tank. I think I stand correct. A Bronco fan just said he would love to give Dre Greenlaw back to us for Brandon Ayuk because he can't stay on the field. Welcome to the 49er world. At least somebody gets hurt after leaving San Francisco because we started to think that that doesn't happen. Only in San Francisco. At least somebody on our defense you could use. Right. Give us Ayuk for A.J. Brown because you can tell he getting mad and he ain't getting the ball. Mikey, and you know what? And he tweeted something yesterday. After getting 2 touchdowns off of 4 catches, he said using me, but not using me. What does he mean by that, Mikey? A.J. Brown just won't shut up and stop tweeting. I still won't be surprised if the Eagles say we're tired of this year. But it's going to be a team that's going to give up a lot. And they're going to take advantage of those suckers. And I don't think that'll be us because we can't afford to give up a lot. We can give you Brandon Ayuk for A.J. Brown, but they're going to want more than that because Brandon Ayuk is not quite A.J. Brown. Sorry. He should just shut his effing mouth. You're right. At this point, I mean, damn. You had a good game, brother. Everybody got the ball. I'm like Saquon. I know people don't want to hear that, but it doesn't matter how the Eagles win as long as they win. The 49ers may go get Kevin Zeitler, offensive lineman. He's a guard, I believe, with the Titans. I know the Titans are going to sell. We may could get Kevin Zeitler and Arden Key from the Titans. Everybody's for sale in Tennessee except for Cam Ward, of course, and Jeffrey Simmons, who is also hurt right now. So I don't know why they would keep Jeffrey Simmons, though. Just keep a good defensive tackle and keep losing? Okay. All right, y'all. My time is winding up. Southboy315 is back. He said people forget how important Robin was to Batman. Greenlaw isn't Warner. You're not wrong. Absolutely correct. I hate when people think that, though. You know, somebody gets in their ear and they get to hearing all this stuff and somebody hyping them up and they start drinking the Kool-Aid. Nah, brother. You are who you are because you're next to Fred Warner. And I don't care what anybody says. They were not quite Patrick Willis and LeVar Bowman. Sometimes LeVar Bowman was Batman, but was he really Batman when P. Willie retired? I can't say because he had that injury and he was never the same after that. But that will be my debate, I guess, for the day. P. Willie and Bowman or Warner and Greenlaw? Who was better? Cam Ward, what a damn shame for Tennessee. Yeah, man, and Cam Ward really is showing me that he deserves some of the blame, too, in Tennessee. I know his supporting cast has been terrible, but he ain't been that good either. He fumbles the ball way too much. He's got to protect the football more. He's got to let go of the ball faster, the clock in the head, and he's not a dual threat like I thought he would be. He's not moving around, extending the play like I expected him to do. Maybe the Titans should have drafted Shadur like I had said all along. I'm not sure. But I started looking at highlights, and I'm like, damn, Cam Ward kind of looks like he could be the next Steve McNair. We'll see. I'm not counting the young guy out. It's a rookie year, and they're terrible. But his numbers actually look worse than Will Levis. That's not good. He was bad. He definitely deserves the blame. He does deserve some blame. I'm sorry, he does. And I've got a few Titan fans telling me that. My brother's a Titan fan, die hard. he's like, man, Cam needs to just be quiet and stop talking so much noise and just get better. Because he definitely sees his flaws too right now. Okay. I expect the Niners to make a deal with the Titans, though. If not the Jets, I expect the Titans. Arden Key, maybe Kevin Ziegler, guard over there in Tennessee. If not, Jermaine Johnson or Will McDonald IV, one of those guys from the Jets. If not, both. We'll see. Give them Ryan Tannehill back. Where's their brother at right now? On the golf course somewhere? All right, y'all. We got NBA action tonight. Everybody's playing tonight. I'll be back either tonight or tomorrow to recap some of these games. And I'll have another interesting story for you on a Thursday, NFL-wise. We'll predict. I'm going to take a preview of tomorrow night's game. Who plays tomorrow night in the NFL? I'm sorry. I think maybe I forgot. Somebody help me out. Who plays tomorrow night? Yeah, the Raiders are not trading Crosby. Las Vegas informs the star defensive end he won't be moved before the deadline despite other teams' interest. I think that's a bad move. Myers does want to get traded, though. The Raiders wide receiver, Jacob Myers, says he for sure wants to trade ahead of November the 4th deadline. The Warriors looked a lot better when they started Kuminga, too. Just wanted to add that. I told you all, Kuminga always shows up for the Warriors when they call on his number. Why didn't they call on his number enough in the postseason? I didn't understand that. Anyway, he's signed. He's extended for now. Still could get traded, I'm hearing, but he played lights out last night. And he got the start. Makes a difference. The Indianapolis Colts are eyeing a defensive trade. The AFC's top team is focused on adding a proven playmaker. That's according to Jordan Schultz. You'll be surprised where I got the Indianapolis Colts on my first ever top 5 power rankings in the NFL. That episode is out right now on the YouTube channel. Go pull it up. It's on the profile right now on my TikTok. Check it out. The Colts are number 1 in the AFC, and they're looking for a defensive trade. I don't know, will it be edge rusher, corner, linebacker, or what? I'm thinking it's probably edge rusher. Everybody could use one, but I don't think any of these teams are going to sell. They're being very, very petty. Minnesota and LA. Oh, okay. Recap tomorrow. Let's watch some NBA and enjoy our night, huh? Yeah, I think I'll do that, Mikey. I think I'll do that. So we got the Vikings and the Chargers tomorrow. I'll be back in the morning to give you a preview of that. J.J. McCarthy is still out. I know that for a fact. We got Carson Wentz again. But Luka looked good. He looked damn good. I told y'all he's going to look good, but it's all going to be for nothing because they're still going to lose a lot of games this season, especially without LeBron. Now, they came back. They made a hell of a run. Not bad for a LeBron-less Laker team, but they're going to play teams better than the Warriors, too. But yeah, Luka can have MVP. He could be an MVP candidate this year now. Max Crosby, says Kevin. What about him? They say he's not going to get traded. That's tough. Thank y'all. Joe Max said Vikings, Chargers. Staff board, thank you. Vikings, Chargers. Thank y'all, man. Y'all are really quick, too, over here. Bang, bang. Right back at you, Darryl Foster. Staff board said, I'm here in Nashville, and everyone is to blame. The media is putting everyone on blast. As they should, man. My brother's a diehard Titan fan, man, and he's like everybody can go. Everybody can go, except for Cam, but he's hard on Cam right now, too, and I think he should be. Shoot, even Flacco was running. LOL. Thank you for the comment. I'm going to call you Blackout because I don't see a profile and I don't see a name. Nowadays, needing mobile QB. That's right. He's never threw on time in college either. CB and Jax. Are you talking about Cam Ward? Probably so. Knicks really getting a W before the Jets. That's a good one, Jake. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Dropping in to send you love and positive energy. You're way beautiful human being. Thank you. The step, man. I appreciate it. Bang, bang, right back at you. Okay, the Giants Some MLB news, the Giants are hiring a college coach. Tennessee's Tony Vitello will become the first ever manager to make jump to the MLB without pro experience. Wow. San Francisco Giants just made a move. The NFL is not considering dropping Bad Bunny as its Super Bowl halftime headline performer, says Roger Goodell. Y'all heard that he's been getting a lot of flack for that shit, right? People are saying if he said some things about America, why does he want to perform in America? I ain't saying nothing. I didn't got canceled before, so you can't cancel me. But I said some things about why black wrestlers don't get pushed enough in the WWE. And I lost about 15, 20 followers, I'm not gonna lie, on TikTok. I lost a few on YouTube, but I'm gonna always be me. I don't say things on this podcast for your approval. I just say what the fuck is on my mind. And I'm gonna always be unfiltered, outspoken, and raw and uncut. That's why a lot of y'all still fuck with Unc. It's just some people don't like that shit. I don't make it about race, but damn, if we had nothing but black champions in the WWE, wouldn't some of y'all people be like, all right now, when is a white person gonna be the champion again? When is a Latino gonna be the champion again? You ain't gotta say it out loud, but you know you would. That's all I'm saying. I just said I want us to be on top sometime. Is that too much to ask for after 50 years of having like 3 black champions? Come on, y'all. But I lost some people, so I ain't saying nothing about this Bad Bunny shit. You want to do your halftime? Go ahead. Y'all, I was in Las Vegas when Usher performed. Guess what I was doing while he was performing? Well, I can't say what I was doing, but I wasn't watching the television, put it that way. I wasn't watching the game. I stepped out. I was with the homies. I don't watch halftimes anymore. It ain't even about nothing. I wish we could go back to the days where it wasn't about a concert. It's just a quick halftime show. Now let's get back to the Super Bowl. Let's get back to the game. But yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I didn't know who the hell Bad Bunny was until I saw him on WrestleMania or something one year. Didn't know who he was. They said he was a singer or something or an artist. I'm like, oh, really? Anyway, I digress. The Colts are trying to get a defensive trade. Who could that be? Bad Bunny is still going to be on the Super Bowl halftime show, regardless of what anybody thinks or likes. Josh Hart talks the Giannis trade rumor. He said the New York Knicks are always in the headlines. He was asked about the Giannis trade. I still think that trade is going to happen too. And what y'all think about Sean Payton and Russell Wilson? Sean Payton is an asshole. This man told the reporters at the presser that they found a little spark with that quarterback, Jackson Dart. And he said, we were hoping that would change. He was hoping that change would have happened long after our game. Another shot at Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson fired back. Said, classless Sean Payton, still bounty hunting 15 years later with the media. Yeah, they still got some beef. I wish they would have went ahead and thrown blows Sunday. I didn't get to see that game, though. I wondered if they avoid each other or what. All right, y'all, I'm done. That's about all the news I've got. Y'all, for everybody that's on Twitter saying Seth Rollins is not hurt, it's a ruse. Stop fooling yourselves. Now, I said I don't cover wrestling anymore, and I don't until Omos comes back on television, Carmelo Hayes gets a push and a championship over Femi Trick. They push these people on the main roster and do something with them. Until I start seeing some of us, because like I said, I spend money too, as you can see. If you want to follow me for that shit, you're a part of the problem, and fuck you. But I spend money too, damn it. They didn't deliver this shit for free. They didn't. So I just want us to get some shine too, that's all. But I also say that they do Chelsea Green wrong. You motherfuckers that don't follow me, where were you at when I said that? I love Chelsea Green. They screw her over too. She's nothing but comedy relief. And I don't like that. LA Knight should have been the World Heavyweight Champion. This was the perfect chance to do it. But I heard they gave it to Jey Uso, didn't they? As far as the title match. Now, they're probably doing that because Jey Uso's going to lose. And they don't want LA Knight to take that fall. But anyway, I digress. I just lost them on TikTok. I'm sorry. I'm talking too long, talking too much. It's time for me to get out of here anyway. Y'all know I got to go pay them bills. but they'll be all right. I was cooking too, damn it. But it is what it is. I'm gonna get out of here, y'all. Jey Uso is losing probably, and they don't want LA Knight to take the pin. It'll probably hurt him a lot more than it'll hurt Jey Uso. This Yeet when ain't ending yet, it doesn't seem like it. So he can actually take the loss. Okay. Just put Bronny in. He will do good for the Lakers. We may see that soon. We may see that soon, Mikey. And thank you for hanging around with me, brother. I appreciate it, man. I do. I'm going to still support your old ass no matter what. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. That is it for me, y'all. I'm live again on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, and X, formerly known as Twitter. I'm going to go ahead and kick out of here. Y'all make sure y'all follow The Great Debate Show on all social media platforms because you never know when might pop back up. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. I'll be back in the morning to talk about all this NBA action, and we'll preview the Vikings and the Chargers. The Chargers need this win bad. So do the Vikings. We'll talk about that all tomorrow. You're amazing. I'll see you tomorrow. Enjoy the night to watch NBA, man. You too, man. Thank you so much, brother. For real. Man, if I had about 1,000, 10,000 more people like you, Mikey, this show would really be growing. I encourage everybody to hit the like button. Like, follow on all platforms, please. It ain't gonna stop, but there's a lot of people that just like to come in here and just watch. There's about 50 people that are gonna look at this and ain't nobody gonna say shit or do shit. And it's absolutely free to just hit the like button and the follow button. It's a lot of haters out here, man, like for real. But it ain't gonna stop as long as the universe says so. It won't stop until the universe wants it to. All right. Until we meet again, y'all be safe. Peace.